Order for breaking news and beginning in Abril, I will Ghanatube. Order for you see, I'm no Kasano, John Dramani Mahama, only Chief Justice. Any other stakeholders or more Ghana say, no, or Matun Sa Asia, and didn't hear John Dramani Mahama, this uncle Fumu Asia, yes, see, Senebeya, a yesika, and therefore say, or China far say, just a mismanagement of a year, a bansi canon. You see, almost the final solutions, but you see, and John Dramani Mahama, only Chief Justice, any other stakeholders now didn't mean for more Ghana Hanyano, or Matun say she has a bear, a bansi car, Tembiano, na we bet na Kunyaso, and now Fanny Sassy, Nasania Manamani na, Chese reports, Tembia reports, Eba, if he had the Auditor General. Or publisher reporter, not Chelsea, yes, is a DSC, and Obai, there's a minor share, Sanya Manemani, no John Dramani Mahama, Chief Justice. Any other in conform Ghana, in Titu Funadi Nano, or Matun say Shia, or more the just a final solution, a Bassene Beya, you see an Abansi Canada, Tembiano, and you rub your four. We and a meeting, Cassia Koswa, Miss beginning now a bro, Ghanatube of Manco, near Codis and Semun and Chimo Ghanatube number is here.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama is meeting with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and other key stakeholders over what he describes as a final solution to the canker of public fund mismanagement often captured in the Auditor General's report. Now, over the years, these findings have been replete with cases of financial impropriety leading to billions of cedis in losses. Speaking at the 12th Annual Conference of Chairpersons of Governing Bodies and Councils, Chief Directors and Chief Executive Officers, as organized by the Public Services Commission, the President stressed the need to curb the persistent drain on the public purse by public officials and to ensure the swift prosecution of individuals implicated in such report. But before we hear from the President, let's look at the report and get a bit more in terms of the details from the latest Auditor General's report, and one which understandably has courted quite the disaffection from a lot of you as we've been watching some of the proceedings live on television, and now having the President as well speak to it and raise the concern. This is what we know as in terms of some of the figures, in terms of misappropriation amongst many other things. And so on reported total irregularities as at, say, 2018, we're looking in the excess of 3 billion cedis for 2018 alone. If we go to 2019, that's 5.4 billion Ghana cedis. 2020, you see it's in an upward trajectory actually. So we move from what, 5.4 to 12.8 billion Ghana cedis, and then we've moved on to 17.4 billion Ghana cedis for the year 2021. We see a slight drop in 2022, 15 billion cedis, and then another decline again, 8.7 billion cedis. And then for the year 2024, perhaps the highest in all of the years we're looking at, 18.4 billion cedis. And these and more are the basis for the concern that has been raised by the President, asking for this meeting for a final solution. Before we have a conversation on this, let's listen to the President and exactly what he had to say.
Not even direct to the President. Our reports go to the PA.
Recently, I've been watching the Public Accounts Committee, and it's so pathetic. You know, why must we every year congregate at the Public Accounts Committee, and then you hear all kinds of atrocious, things. I mean, recklessness with public funds and resources. And so I have a meeting on Thursday with the Chief Justice, the Attorney General, and others to find a final solution to this Auditor General's report. That persons who are found guilty of infractions or do not follow due procedure or lead to loss of public resources, we must have a fast-track process to Nsawam, Fast track, before you see you in Nsawam, 6 months. You know, until we do that, until there's a deterrent, we're going to come every year and they say total misappropriation and infractions of found out by the Auditor General is about 15 billion cedis. I mean, if we save 15 billion cedis, can you imagine what it could do? You know, and so we're going to have a meeting, we're going to brainstorm. We've not fully implemented the constitutional provision. There's a part of the provision that says after the Public Accounts Committee has sat on the Auditor General's report, Parliament must set up a committee. What we don't know is whether it should be a parliamentary committee or it's a committee not necessarily made of parliamentarians to implement the findings of the Auditor General.
So that's the president, and you're seeing.
Other four, I'm not making you way and say if you John Dramani Mahama or Nakas Num. Yes, Obi Biara, ya betche no say abansika ordinance aka a wedi ni nyafuno. Yes, straight ya do konsa ukwa akodem for 6 months. Yes, fast track. Enye ade a ya betwentwen na ase kra no. Entemtem na na ya do konsa straight. Ukwa akodem for 6 months. Other four, anyam na make am we president of the Republic of Ghana. John Dramani Mahama srem sejata onakasa na waba abontima jese ode sanse mu nyina beto abontima so begini nyina bre o Ghanatube yes so mu se wodi abansika 6 months okwa akodansa umodofo mumenko na santu ansem so mra isi Ghanatube so
Komla Kluche, my colleague just behind me. That's where we're going, the president, because he's a presidential affairs correspondent. Komla, when we heard from the president, he mentioned Thursday, being today, that this all-important meeting is expected to happen. Is this meeting happening? What can you tell us?
Well, just a short while ago, about some 15, 20 minutes ago, the Auditor General Johnson Ekwamo Asiedu walked into the Jubilee House, with files, not too sure what contains within those files, but it's established, however, that of course, that meeting with the president will happen. I've equally been making checks from the Chief Justice's office. My sources within his office tells me the meeting is not scheduled for today. But I have been doing a further check, doing much more of a probing to find out specifically when this meeting would be had. Based on the concerns that His Excellency the President has had, it's not the first time, it's been several times that he's raised his concerns. And it's not just about him as a president, but civil society organizations and both sides of the political divide as well, together with the Speaker of Parliament. Mr. Johnson Ekwamo Asiedu spoke with me in an exclusive interview where he says, first off, confirming the meeting, which has been scheduled for the 20th, and he also expressed his support for the stance that the president has taken, especially with the issue about where the president said it should be quick, the road should be clear for people who engage in this financial irregularities to head towards Nsawam. Let's listen to that interview that he spoke to me.
Direct to the president. Our reports go to the PAC. And we also send copies to the entities that are concerned. It's been a challenge for a long time. It's been a challenge for a long time. And I think the president has stepped in, as the head of state, just to take action. Instead of just talking. Now, I believe that he wants action taken, not just writing a report and then the following year you go and write the same report. So I think it's the right decision.
What format is this meeting likely to take between the president, yourself, the AG, and the Chief Justice?
I will not know the whole content because the convener is His Excellency the President. But what I know is that we want to find a lasting solution to this annual canker. Every year we produce, no action is taken. But I believe that the president is desirous of bringing this canker to an end.
And when is the meeting scheduled? Has his office reached out to you yet? And when that meeting will be?
I'm told that the meeting will be on the 20th. On the
Okay, all right. To the extent that the president said, I mean, there should be some expedited action with respect to the journey to Insawam with people who have had these infractions. What's your take on that?
No, our laws establish the punishment for every offense. Yeah, and looking at what people are saying, or the thing that we are seeing, if you have stolen state money, I believe there are in a lot of laws that will determine where you go from there. And one of the destinations is in Sawam, as His Excellency mentioned. We must deter people from even having the appetite to steal. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think now, if I always call something like the tune at the top. Now the tune is set from the top.
Yeah.
There will be no escape for anyone who misbehaves.
Yeah.
I strongly support the president's stance.
Okay.
And so, Kamala, I'll come to you again shortly as to what is expected to happen between now and when that meeting is expected to take place. But let's go.
Order 4, when air breaking news, I told you, I'm not John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. Onankasa no waba abonti abetunu mu ntu o say yeso mu se wodi aban sika yesi ukwa kodansa won for 6 good months se na be ya uba umbedi aban sika bi orofo we ne ensema John Dramani Mahama onankasa waba abonti abeka o say yeso mu dia anya fiansa wa be cheche mu dabi e ma okwanpo e ma won cheche won nsemu nya nso mu ne ehun se we di aban sika Prekopena intentem na ne edo ko nsawum 6 months uka ko di modofo we na breaking news if John Dramani Mahama na kachia betodwa mi so begini nyina bra e wo Ghanatube mo refi say mo be like no ma subscribe no ma share no ma hit notification bell so am say na be ya abrini abibia do pe content say awu una me na okasa ne wonya ntempa no ahwe no wetia me modofo aha na me de nsem nyina be si Ghanatube so makra mo nyina medamu nyina si bebre